Hello gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing fine. I'm going to go through the two graphs for chapter 7 right now. Okay, so these were the graphs you were supposed to plot, example 13 and example 14. For example 13, I even asked you to add this part, right? Part B, part 3, find the values of x when 5 minus x squared equals to 0. So this was the question that you had plotted, and let's go through that. Okay, for this question, the equation is y equals to 5 minus x squared. Table of values is given with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, and the scale given is 2 cm to 1 unit for both x's, and the range of values of x goes from -3 to 3. So this is how your graph is supposed to look like. Okay, let's see whether you guys have drawn it correctly. You can look at your own graph. Okay, so it looks something like this. Number 1, check that your y-axis has been labeled, your x-axis has been labeled. Okay, and then check that the scale is such that one big square is 1 unit for both x's, right? So for the x-axis, the horizontal axis, it goes from -3 to 3. So -3 here, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. For your y-axis, the numbers should go from -4 to 5, because according to the table of values, it goes from -4 to 5. Okay, minimum to maximum. So you draw your write your numbers accordingly. For the y-axis, please write your numbers on the left. Okay, left. And for the x-axis, write your numbers below the axis. Okay, then you start plotting. So how do you plot? When x is -3, y is -4. When x is -2, y is 1. Okay, so this is the first point. -3, -4, -2, 1. And then the third point will be -1, 4, and then 0, 5. So -1, 4, 0, 5 is over here. And then you have 1, 4, 2, 1, and 3, -4. 1, 4, 2, 1, and 3, -4. So double check that all your points are plotted accurately. If not, your curve will not even be smooth. Okay, you will not get a nice curve like this. Alright. Okay, once you've plotted all the points, use your French curve or your flexi curve or your freehand and draw a nice smooth curve passing through all the points. Okay, it should be really smooth. Okay, you shouldn't have like hairy lines or any kinks along the way. It should be symmetrical, it should be smooth. There should only be one stroke, okay, throughout the graph. So more or less, this is how your graph looks like. And after you draw the graph ready, you must label with the equation of the curve. So double check that you have written down y equals to 5 minus x squared over here. Okay, anywhere along the curve. So equation of the curve has been written down. And now we can move on to answer the questions over here. So they say use your graph in A to find the values of x when y equals to 2.75. Now, if you go and use this value of 2.75 and sub into the equation and solve for x, immediately you will get 0 marks because the question says use your graph. Okay, so when the question specifically asks you to go and use your graph, right? Don't go and sub into the equation and solve for x. You must find from the graph. So we're going to use the graph and see what values of x we get when y is equals to 2.75. Okay, so as you can see from the graph over here, right? Let's use purple. 2.75 is here. Okay, it's in the middle of 2.7 and 2.8. So you start drawing a dotted line to both sides because you're going to read two values of x, right? You draw until you hit the graph. And then you go down, use your ruler, go down, and you go down here, and you read off. Okay, so when you read off, you realize that you will get -1.5 here. Okay, and over here you get 1.5. Those are your two values of x. So you write down, this is what? B part 1. Yeah. B part 1, x equals to 1.5 or x equals to -1.5. That's your answer. Okay. And then you have B part 2. Find the maximum value of y. This one is very easy. In fact, from the table, maximum value of y is what? Y equals to 5, right? So B part 2, let's use a different color. B part 2 will be maximum value of y is 5. As you can see from the graph over here, that is the maximum value of y, right? There's no other value of y beyond that. So y equals to 5 is the answer. Okay, then B part 3 is the one that I added in. Find the values of x when 5 minus x squared equals to 0. So basically, this is the equation of the graph itself, 5 minus x squared, right? Which are the points where this equation is equals to 0? That means y is equals to 0. Okay, when will y be equals to 0? Y is equals to 0 at the x-axis. Remember, the equation of the x-axis is y equals to 0. So at which 2 points is y equals to 0 for the curve? It is when the curve cuts the x-axis over here and over here. Okay, so at these 2 points, right, the curve is about halfway between the two lines, 2.2 and 2.3. Now when the curve is between two lines, right, like 2.2 and 2.3, you cannot say that it's equals to 2.21 or 2.22. You cannot read it to that accuracy. So the most you can read to is half of a smaller square, which will therefore be like 2.25. Okay, so over here it will be 2.25, over here it will be negative 2.25, since it's between 2.2 and 2.3. Okay, so you write down x equals to 2.25 or negative 2.25. This is where the equation is equals to 0. Okay, where 5 minus x squared is equals to 0, these are the 2 points. Basically, the two x-intercepts. Yay! Okay, then we come to the last part. State the equation of the line of symmetry of the graph. This one is simple. The graph actually turns over here, right? The turning point was 0,5. So when the turning point is 0,5, basically your line of symmetry is the y-axis. Okay, the line of symmetry is the y-axis, but they want the equation of the line of symmetry. So the equation of the y-axis is x equals to 0. And you're done.